Here's something nobody tells you. The people who talk about money the loudest, who post their paychecks, flex their new car, drop their salary in every conversation, those are usually the people with the least of it. And the people quietly building real, generational wealth. You'll never hear a word from them, not because they're hiding something sketchy, but because they figured out a rule that most people never learn. Silence is a financial strategy. Let that sit for a second. Think about the wealthiest person you actually know in real life, not the guy at work who brags about his bonus, not your cousin posting bottle service on Instagram. I mean genuinely, quietly, done wealthy. Did they ever bring up their portfolio at dinner? Did they announce their investment wins? Probably not. That's not an accident. There's a name for this. Stealth wealth. And it's not just a vibe. It's a deliberate, calculated approach to money. Truly wealthy people understand something psychological that most of us miss. The moment you start talking about your money, you start losing control of it. Not literally, but socially, psychologically, energetically. You invite pressure, opinions, expectations, and drama into something that should only be about one person. You. Here's where it gets real. When you tell people you got a raise, your friends, your family, even your partner, something shifts. They don't see your savings goal. They see what they think you can afford now. Your friend suggests a nicer restaurant. Your family assumes you can cover more at Christmas. Your lifestyle quietly inflates to match the story everyone else now has about your money. And you didn't choose any of that. You just talked. This is the psychological trap nobody warns you about. Talking about money doesn't just spread information. It spreads expectations. And expectations are expensive. There's even a term for the spiral that follows. It's called the Diderot Effect. Denis Diderot was an 18th century philosopher who received a beautiful new scarlet robe as a gift. And suddenly, his old furniture looked shabby next to it. So he replaced his desk, then his chair, then his bookcase. One nice thing created a chain reaction of purchases because now everything else felt inadequate by comparison. When you show people your financial wins, the new apartment, the vacation, the car, you're not just sharing a moment. You're handing them a new benchmark. And here's the part people don't expect. You feel it too. Showing off doesn't make you feel satisfied. It makes you feel like you need to keep going to stay ahead of the image you created. It's a trap you built with your own mouth. Now, here's the surprising psychological insight. Research in behavioral economics shows that talking about your goals, financial or otherwise, actually reduces your motivation to achieve them. Your brain experiences the social validation of sharing as a partial reward. You get a little dopamine hit from telling people your plan, and then you're slightly less driven to actually execute it. So when you announce you're saving for a house, or building a business, or getting out of debt, the announcement itself quietly steals energy from the work. Rich people don't talk about what they're building, they just build it. Let's talk about the jealousy problem, because it's real, and we don't say it enough. When you share financial wins with people who aren't in the same place, it doesn't inspire them. Most of the time, it hurts them. And then that hurt comes back to you as criticism, bad advice, or quiet resentment. You got lucky. That's not realistic for everyone. You should be careful. These aren't helpful warnings. They're people coping with their own feelings about money by putting friction in yours. And here's the brutal truth. Most people giving you financial advice are not financially free. They're telling you what they think is right based on their own fears, their upbringing, their limited experience. Broke advice is everywhere. Wisdom about money is rare. So the less you share, the less noise you have to filter. Now, and this part matters, I'm not saying never talk about money. I'm saying Be ruthlessly selective about who gets access to your financial reality. Who should you talk to? Someone who is actually ahead of where you want to be. A financial advisor you pay for neutral, professional guidance. A mentor who has built something. Maybe one or two people in your life who are genuinely on the same path and playing the same game. These are the conversations worth having. Focused, purposeful, private. Who should you not talk to? Anyone who responds to your progress with unsolicited warnings. Anyone whose lifestyle is financed by debt, but who has strong opinions about your investments. Anyone who will treat your money as a measure of what you owe them, emotionally, socially, or literally. Your finances are not a group project. They're not a social media moment. They're not dinner table conversation. They're yours. Protect them like that. The people winning quietly aren't antisocial. They're not cold. They just understood early that every conversation about money is a potential leak of energy, of focus, of control. So they stopped the leaks. That's not a secret the wealthy share openly. But now you know it. Start building in silence. Let your results do the talking. And protect your peace the way you'd protect your password, because your financial future is worth exactly that much. If this hit different, subscribe. We post simple money tips every week. No jargon, no fluff. Just stuff that actually makes sense for real life.